Welcome back. It's now part 5 of our series of videos on transforming an empty pineapple juice can into something that you can use for your pens or markers or other stuffs. And in this series of videos, we're making something that looks like a tree stump with a fairy door. Now, in the first video, I taught you how to use epoxy, mixing them together and using calcimine, and then how to shape the door, okay, the planks, these parts that look like rocks or stones to serve as a border. And then I also taught you how to make the vines, okay, the vines with the leaves and the berries. In part 2, I taught you how to make this doorstep and also how to make the mushrooms, okay. In making the mushrooms, you know what I did? When it dried up, I was not happy, so I mixed more epoxy and I added in, until I achieved the shape of uh, the mushrooms that I like. So if you compare the other videos, the past videos, you would see the mushrooms now are bigger and they look much better. Okay. Now in part 3, I taught you how to paint the door, the planks, the border, and the doorstep. Okay, and then I told you when I come back, the mushroom would be painted. Now, how did I paint the mushroom? So I got my paint. I mixed a little bit of white and yellow, a little yellow to the white, and then I brushed it to this base, the stump of the mushrooms. Okay, and then I got my red paint and I added here. Now, let me share with you something. When you use red color, uh, I remember when I was painting this last time, I accidentally painted a part of this blue. It's lighter, okay. But when I painted it red, the red was easily uh, distinguishable. You can see it red, it's bright already. However, this part here, I avoided painting it with the blue. It was black. So when I painted it red, I had to add more colors, more layers. So I suggest, I forgot to tell you that when we were doing for export before, projects or handicrafts for export, before painting the parts that are red, we usually painted them with a lighter color, either brown or, no, not brown, white, usually white, okay? So that's another tip, okay? Now, um, I painted the mushroom, and if you see the stump of the mushroom is not plain white and yellow, mixture of white and yellow. I got some of my yellow ochre and brushed a little on the sides. So if you look at the mushrooms, it has many colors. Okay, the stump. Let's see here. Okay, I'm not sure if you could see it clearly. Okay, so there's a part that's darker and a part that's lighter. Okay, now to let's now because I was trying to paint this pearl green, but I failed because it was still wet. I would like us to differentiate the doorknob from the door by adding it a little bit of pearl green. So I have here pearl green. This is a fabric paint which I got from the bookstore. It's very cheap. It's less than 60 pesos. Okay, to be exact, 54.75. Okay, so I got this some time ago. The last time I visited the bookstore, there it was out of stock. So I'll get a little because I need just a little. Okay, so I put it there. Let me put my eyeglasses on because it's already evening. It's nighttime here. Now I'll get my brush, a thinner brush. Let's find, I have okay, here, because I'll be applying it thinly to this one here, the porthole, like a window. And to this doorknob, I'm going to use a very thin brush, my thinnest dry brush. Okay, just get a little amount. Okay, hope you could see it, and just dry brush it a little to give it a greenish tone. Okay, it's like tarnished. Okay, so now there's something green to make it look like it's a little fresh compared to the others. Okay, so there. If you don't like the color, you just this is optional. Okay, now um, let's go to now. A while ago, um, I was looking at this. It was really dark. It's black. Now because I wanted it to look like a tree stump. I decided to paint it brown. So I actually did a while ago. Now I want you to notice this is black, and if I turn it at the back, it's a little brown. Okay, it's brownish a bit. Okay, because I want it to look like a tree stump. Tree stumps are not black, depending on the wood though. But mostly tree stumps are on the shade of brown. I don't want it to be light brown because I still want the vines to stand out. If I make it too light brown, the 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 vines with the berries and the leaves would not stand out because I'm going to paint them copper or bronze. So what you do is you get some paint, dry brush, and then sideways. What I did was I painted it sideways. Now, I accidentally painted the vines and the leaves. It's okay. As I said a while ago, when you start painting the reds and the greens, it's usually better that the surface that you'll be painting green are not black. Make them lighter so that uh, when you paint it, you would require just a few layers of paint. Okay, because if they are black, you might need one or two layers. But if they are a bit lighter, so you just paint it sideways. I added a layer to the one at the back, which I already did paint brown a while ago. Okay, so there you are. You just paint it brown. Now I just paint it brown because later on with the finishing touches, when I add the gold and the copper or the bronze and the greenish pearl green, the color of the tree trunk would look much better. Okay, so this is just like the base color. So if you want, when you make your own project like this and you want it to look like a tree stump, instead of painting it black as a base color, you go ahead and paint it brown if you want. Okay, so now I have black and brown, which is okay also, but it comes out a little bit darker though. Now there you have it. So it's brown. A while ago I painted already the base. Okay, let me just add another light layer. Okay, so there we have it. Okay, now it's wet. Now I'm going to wash my brush, and I'm going to show you how to paint the vines. The vines I'm going to use, what's this? Okay, this is copper. I'm going to use bronze. And then I might, as you have seen in the past videos, I usually mix bronze and copper to achieve the color, because usually branches don't have just one color. They have different shades of brown, and sometimes they have green for the fresher parts. Okay, so let's I hope it dries already because I need the part of the branches to be dry. If you want, you can wipe off the paint from the branches that you accidentally painted, because we will be painting them copper. You can use a cloth, an old shirt. Okay, so let's use bronze, one of my favorite colors, in making it, giving it an antique look. So I'll start with the bronze because if I accidentally paint the leaves bronze, it's okay too, because the leaves would have a lighter color compared to when it was black. And because of that, the paint would uh, easily stick to the, would read very clear. Okay, so I'm using the dry brush technique. I'm getting a little. Okay, so you just brush. Okay, let's get a part here. Okay, I'm going to brush even the fruits and the berries. Okay, the berries and the leaves, so that you would see later. Okay, so that's it. You just dry brush. Okay, there. Be careful. As much as possible, don't put paint on the can, just on the branches and the leaves. Okay, so there you have it. When you dry brush it, you would see. Okay, let me change the position of the camera. Maybe you will be able to see it much better. There. So when I paint it, okay, if you accidentally paint the can, it's okay. Because I will be painting, adding some bronze and gold to the can later anyway. Okay. Painting the leaves makes it easier to see where the leaves are later, so that I won't be missing any of them. Okay. So there. My dog is barking again. By the way, it's January 5th. I haven't worked on this for a few days because I got sick. It was very cold here for the past few days. And then I took a bath without heating water. I even ate ice cream. And while we were out going to the parking lot, I got, it was raining a little bit. It was drizzling. Drizzling in our language is like light na ambon. Okay. So I got wet. And then I visited my brother's house, and our grandson was there. He had a cold. He had colds, and he was sneezing and coughing. And she was seated in front, in the chair in front of me. So every time he coughed, I got all of the particles. And that is contagious. So I was down with colds and runny nose for a few days. I got scared because the symptoms the symptoms I had, except for one, are the symptoms usually when you doctors say are symptoms for COVID. But thank God, after a few days of taking vitamin C, drinking ginger tea, salabat, doing, like steam inhalation, which we call suob here in the Philippines, I got better. Okay, do you see that? Okay, so now, oops, I accidentally mixed green. Okay, let's remove. Accidents do happen, so I'm going to remove the green. Anyway, it's okay because the green would make it look like fresh. Okay, so it's okay. Accidents do happen when you paint. Okay, there. I'll just cover it again with copper there, and it's done. It's okay now. Okay, so that part, this parts here now look like antique branches or grapevines that stand out against the dark brown color of the can. So that's why I didn't make the can light brown, because if I use copper or bronze, the branches you won't be able to see clearly. It's better that they are they are contrasting, and uh, there's something bright over the dark background. If you remember when I made the video on the grapevines, there were times that some of the paints, went beyond the places where I was supposed to paint them. And then I said, it's okay. In Filipino, we call them lumagpas. Okay? It's okay to have some lagpas out, a little here and a little there, because those smudges would add like an antique look to your can. Okay? So now both sides of the vine of the door have branches that are evident. Now, by the way, I added vines here at the rock structure, so I have to paint that too, to pretend that there are vines creeping on the rocks. Okay. If there are smudges, you just get your cloth and wipe them off. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so I have a vine here. I told you before that I like working with designs that are related to nature because I do love nature. Even the screensaver of my cell phone has the purple and blue sky, and then the other one has green foliage from the trees. Okay. So now I have all the vines painted. Okay. Now I'm going to paint the leaves and the berries. Okay. Later on, when the paint of the vines have dried up, you can add maybe another coat if you want. Okay. If you find the vines a little light. Okay. Now let's go to the leaves. So the color of the leaves, of course, green. Okay. So I have my brushes. Let's wipe them. Let's keep the brushes that I won't be needing. Okay, I think I need this one. This one is thin, so it would be nice to, like it's as if you're applying nail polish to the leaves. You'll see that in a while. Okay. And the red, this brush here for the red berries. Okay. By the way, I have here a piece of barbecue stick. The tip has been cut. Okay, you might want it thinner. If you want your mushrooms to have, there are mushrooms that are poisonous. They are red with yellow spots. You can get some yellow paint, dab it, and then carefully put some dots here and there. Okay, and the mushrooms would look poisonous mushrooms. So let's keep that one. Let's get the green paint. Let's get the light green. Okay, light green. Here it says green light. To those of you who watch this Netflix show, you know what I'm referring to when I say green light. I haven't seen that yet because I don't have television now in the house that I'm renting. Maybe when I buy a new my new laptop, I'd be able to watch some TV shows. So now I have my paint. This time it's not dry brushing. I'm going to paint it carefully and a little abundantly, but not all of the parts. Okay, let's okay, so there. Okay, the leaves. Let me show you what they look like. Where is that? Okay, there's a leaf here. Okay, let me just paint some, then I will show you what they look, how they look. And then I'll show you later what happens if you add different shades of green, like what I did before in the project Grapevines. I used different shades of green, dark green, light green, and pearl green, and then I added some borders or smudges of gold to make the leaves look metallic. Okay, see now? So I have green leaves on the branches that are forming the windows. By the way, the inside of the windows, you can paint that white. If you have white, I have a little white, pearl white. Is that okay? Here. Okay. Okay. This side here has all the leaves painted. Okay. Now I'm going to let them dry because I'm going to add another layer. But now you can see how beautiful the leaves look now. Once painted, and painting the leaves add color to the project. Oops. Smudge of green, which I can cover later with gold. So it's fine. Okay. I'm trying to, it's nighttime, so I hope you could see what happens when I paint. See that? The reason why I'm painting it now, because tomorrow I want this to be finished, because I'll be working on another project. I told you before, I am working on 5 masks for the United Kingdom. There's this musician, composer, poet, actor, uh, theater play director. He's a master. He's a jack of all trades, and he's good at a lot of things, and he's also a chef. So he ordered 5 masks, different themes. So I'll be working on the 5th tomorrow. So I need to finish this. So that's why I'm painting it tonight. Because once I've finished all the masks, I need to have them delivered or shipped via cargo to the UK, because he needs them on or before April the 15th. He has already advertised the activity and is waiting for the masks. Guys, I encourage you to try and look for the kind of art that you are good at. I'm not good at painting yet. I haven't tried, but I have many experiences already with handicrafts and recycled art. So I find this easy, and people find it nice. I posted on my TikTok account the project on the grapevine, and a foreigner commented, I got confused with the title. You said it's an old pineapple juice can. Now, where is the can? Okay. So she could not distinguish or find where the can is because of the decors. And comments like that, are very encouraging. Imagine people from other parts of the globe are enjoying or appreciating your art. So look also or join other social media groups. I am a member of many Facebook art groups, and I share my art because there are some groups that they welcome all forms or all genres of art, all kinds of art, from baking to cake decorating to bonsai making to painting to sculpture to glass painting, glass blowing, uh, recycling, which I do. Okay, so I have painted the leaves. It's now time to paint the berries. The berries are supposed to be red. I'm not going to paint them purple because already I have grapevines. Okay, I don't want, I want, when I want it, so I want the berries red this time, so that when I display them, they're different from each other. So let's let the green dry up while we paint the red. I have here carmine. As I said before, we used to uh, paint the berries white first, but you know because I painted them already bronze or copper, I believe the red would be evident. Okay, so now it's time to paint the berries. Can you see them? Okay, there. Just paint them red. If if one layer isn't enough, then add another later. Okay, so now we have red berries. Red and green are colors of Christmas. Okay, so that's why I chose red and green. If you want another color for the berries, it's up to you. If your favorite color is purple, then paint the berries purple. Maybe you want them to look like blueberries. Okay. Here I want them to look like the typical red berries that you find in the forest floors. Okay, red berries. Later, when the pink on the berries dry up, I'm going to give them an antique look by giving touches of gold. Okay. So by the way, the berries, I arrange some in groups of 3, some in pairs, 2 pieces, sometimes just one, solo flight. Okay. Oops, I did it again. Baby. So, berries. Take extra care when painting the berries. I remember it takes practice too, because those parts are Small. The berries I made are small. Actually, I'm going to make the berries darker by adding another layer. Okay, we are now 30 minutes to the video. Okay. If you don't have paints, maybe your mom has some spare or leftover nail polish. They would be nice because they would be shiny, shimmering and splendid. Some nail polishes have some glitters in them, so that would make the berries look unique. Okay. Oh, here. Okay, let's check. Have all the berries been painted? Okay. Yes, they have. So now I'm going to give them a second coat to make them brighter. However, if you painted them white, as I said a while ago, maybe just one coat would be enough. But because I didn't, I'm using two. So do that if you don't have, if the number of colors, if the colors of the paints you have, the supply of paints you have are not complete, you just improvise. Okay. Okay, so they look like Christmas berries. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The reason I made fairy house for this, or a door, because the can is small. And I have seen projects also. Okay, so do you like the berries now? Don't they look nice? Now, most of the leaves are already dry. Okay. I'm going to end here, okay, because I don't want to add the touches of the antique finish while the painted surfaces are still wet. It would destroy the project. Okay, so anyway, this video is already 33 minutes long. I'm going to pause, and once dried, I'll be back immediately, and I'm going to try and finish painting it tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be spray painting it with a clear spray paint so that it's done. Okay, so I'll be back in a while, adding finishing touches to everything here. Okay, see ya later.